The number one thing that you need to avoid in this journey, and actually for me the most important one, is to avoid comparing yourself with others. I want to take this opportunity to thank all of you for continued support. If this is your first time here, please subscribe, hit the notification bell so that you can be notified every time we have a new episode, and we always do every week. The number one thing that you need to avoid in this journey, and actually for me the most important one, is to avoid comparing yourself with others. We were brought into this world by our Maker. But the interesting thing is that everybody has their own journey. Everybody has their own seasons when certain things happen in life. We will not be on the same level at all times. So you comparing yourself with your comrades to try and catch up, that is gonna be a pitfall. And you will always be on a rat race. When you buy that car, they'll buy another one. When you build that home, they'll move to another location. When you want to settle in Kenya, they will want to go abroad. You just can't keep up. In other words, comparing yourself with others is also called imposter syndrome, whereby you never get to live your own authentic life, but you're always copying others. It's okay to check, but the extent of going to want and desire their life to become your life, that now will cause you to be in a rat race. Number two, having an unrealistic lifestyle. Can I ask you a question? Can you afford that lifestyle if you didn't have a job? Even for 6 months or 1 year, can you afford that lifestyle? If your answer is no, then that's your cue to downgrade a bit. And downgrading or reducing your lifestyle doesn't mean that you go and live in poor standards. We're just saying that you make an effort to live a life which you can afford, even if your greatest source of income was to be taken away abruptly. And then number three, avoid jumping into every investment that is announced. In my previous episode, I think I shouted loud enough that you should never invest in an asset you do not understand. The journey of investment involves analysis, more analysis, research, more research. And then finally, when you have counted your ability, your losses, and everything you need to so that you can go in, you go in. And I don't dispute, sometimes opportunities come and there's a bit of a timeline. That's why your journey of financial, of wealth creation is not a one-off. It's a journey you're taking throughout your life, such that when some opportunities come and they're outside of your financial plan, you don't bulge. I feel tempted to give a story here of investing in the farming. We did some farming some time back, maybe 5-7 years ago with my friends. And it was a good thing. And we were doing it fast, so we would travel from Nairobi. And then we would go like a 2-hour, 3-hour drive to where the farm was. And one of the things I quickly realized, we never calculated the cost of how we're going to be traveling there. We never thought who will be manning the farm. We never put all those things in consideration. It was a heat of the moment where everybody was announcing that farming is the thing to do. And I agree, it could be the farming to do, but have you prepared? Are you ready psychologically? Do you know what it takes to get a farm running? Those are the things I'm talking about. Because an investment may be good for you, but you need time to plan. So number 4, don't try to control every situation. Not all problems can be solved right now. Some of them are for marinating and just staying. If you were to attend to everything that is wrong in your life right now, it probably would take money, and you don't have that money. And that's how people get into debt. If it's not a dangerous situation where a life is on the line, then you can afford to sleep on it. Plan on it. Think about it. Calculate. In fact, there's a scripture that says that which farmer goes into farming without having calculated the cost, without having checked the season? Is it a rainy season? Is it a dry season? You have to check all those things so that you know what you're planting and where and how long it's gonna take. You need to inspect what you expect. You can't just go in and expect the things are going to just turn out okay. Nothing just turns out okay. So don't control every situation. Sometimes just let things be. Life unfolds. Let life unfold. You can't control every situation. Number 5, don't do ad hoc, unexpected expenses. Try to live a planned life as much as possible. Let me mention that other people's messes shouldn't become your emergency. I was trying to explain to a client of mine last week who came to our office, and we were trying to do her financial planning, and I told her that we realized part of her problem is overgiving. She gives, but she feels the need to even take an overdraft through the mobile banking to give somebody who is in a situation because she feels guilty that that person has come to them and then they're not lacking food. And I told her, in your budget, and this is what I'm telling you as well, there should be a particular amount set aside for giving. If that amount is exhausted, then the other group of people must come to the following month. That's my understanding. You could argue, but that's what I have come to realize, because I'm also very compassionate. So every now and then there will be somebody telling me something. So I can't be able to give everywhere. So what I do, I have a budget. And if at a particular time I don't get to tap into that whatever, or it's there, then the following month I can overindulge in giving if there is something like that. But if somebody didn't get to be given that particular month, then they have to move to the following month. Even after that occurrence, that urgent occurrence they're in has been over, probably they're going to be in it for a while. So whenever I give them the support, it will still count. 6, avoid negative thinking. When it comes to wealth creation, your mind has to agree that you actually have the capability to make wealth. In fact, it begins in the mind. Everything begins in the mind. So you have to constantly train yourself and actually visualize that actually I can be wealthy. And that seed that you get every month, you see that harvest called salary, that harvest called profit, that harvest is a very powerful tool that you can use to be able to better your days ahead. Until that one day when money will not matter. And I know that day is coming. I believe with all of my heart. If we do all we need to do, if we do our due diligence and become the best that we can in everything that we do, I do believe in the future there is a day that money will not matter. We'll get to do what we want to do when we want to do it every day of our life, as per Warren Buffett's saying. What you want other people to tell you, you think it. You tell yourself first. Think it all the time. I'm wonderful. I mean, I'm really doing well. I'm killing it. I'm nailing it. Just tell yourself those things. And every time a negative thought comes, just curb it with the positive things that are happening in your life. It takes practice, but you get better with time. Number 7, and this is very big for me, wasting time. Avoid wasting time. I was actually thinking about it today, that we get deposited into our account 24 hours every day. Let's even remove the night and say 12 hours every day. Fresh 12 hours is deposited into our account. But the difference between those who maximize their time and not is just time management. All of us are busy. So the whole idea of God giving us 12 hours a day is you know what to do. In the industry I work in, we say you know what to do. When a bond is announced, you know what to do. When there's an IPO announced, you know what to do. Nowadays they're not there anymore. But when some share price is going down, you know exactly what to do. No one needs to remind you what you need to do. So it's about time. You manage your time very well. And if you're struggling with time management, I think that's the thing you should be Googling right now everywhere, coming up with all manner of templates so that you can see where is your time going. Just the way where is your money going is the way you're supposed to ask yourself, where is my time going? What did I do with myself? Yeah, like right about now, it's almost 3. It's a Saturday here. And from morning till now, you can take a notebook and ask yourself, what have I done? Come rest on Sunday, come Monday, what have I done? What am I doing with it? For me, time is very big, and it's a funny thing that we don't even know how much we have left. We only know and hope and pray that we have today. But about tomorrow, nobody knows. So we need to make hay when the sun still shines. And number 8, don't hide your money fears. That's another pitfall. Hiding your money fears. Talk it out. In fact, I discovered just recently, this year I think, there is money therapy. Just the way there's grief therapy, there's, trauma therapy, addiction therapy, there is money therapy. Financial advisory is not for wealthy people. I'll say that over and over. It's for anybody who has an income. Even if you're earning $100, that's 10,000 Kenya shillings. If you can't manage that and you are massacring that money and using it very badly, talk to somebody. Could even be a colleague or your boss. But talk to somebody about your money fears, about your money trauma, about your money misbehaviors, And let someone point out. Like I remember when I was working in the previous organization, not the one I'm working right now, and we were seated in a meeting, and a friend of mine looked me straight in there and told me, Abby, I think you're a heavy spender. And at that time, because I was not self-aware, I didn't take it well. But they said it. So it stayed lodged in my mind for a very long time. And every now and then, and when I know if he watches this, he'll know I'm talking about him. Every time I would be doing, badly with money management, like it's on 16th of the month and I don't have money yet, I earned quite a lot, probably. I would go back to Mr. X told me that I'm a heavy, and I knew, and with time I started addressing that problem. And when I started addressing it, then right now I would confidently say I'm not, because you don't have to end up the way you were born or the way you were brought up or the way they showed you. It could have been wrong. In fact, as we were brought up knowing that you read, you study hard, you score good grades, you go, you get a job, and you never leave that job until, the end of time. But we have now unlearned and read books and listened to experts and watched videos, and now we know that after you have gotten that job, the role of that salary is for you to benchmark yourself and launch yourself deeper to become the highest you can be in that career ladder, and then you can have your own like that one, and now you become an employer. So there's always something bigger ahead of you. So don't hide your fears, talk to somebody. And then number 9, missing appointments. And this is very linked to time. I have watched in dismay as people keep missing opportunities. And this has happened to me as well. Small things like timekeeping, record keeping, tracking, all those things, they get you to miss out on opportunities that could have otherwise changed your life, and you don't know when another season will come. If you miss out on that opportunity, who knows whether there's another one coming. And then number 10, overstaying in one place for too long. Could be a business, could be a job. This has been my experience as well. My first job as an accountant, I stayed there for 8 years. That was not necessary. You can stay 8 years, even 20 years when the job is fulfilling, it's good, it's wonderful. But for me, I stayed in that job because I was fearing the unknown. I had stayed without a job previously before that job for a period of 2 years, and it was really bad. So it messed up with my head. And I was in a field where it was not a bad field. Finance was not a bad field way back. Even now it is not. It's not that hard to find a job. It may not be paying millions, but you will come across somebody who needs something done. I only know about my field. I wouldn't know about others. I've been in this for quite a while. So I remember fearing and persevering so much insult from my boss at that time. So poor pays, benefits not paid, our pension being deducted and it's not being remitted to the authorities. And we were just a bunch of sad people, but we never left. In fact, to be very honest, the company was downsizing. That's how we ended up leaving. Probably I'd still be there. Thank God that that happened and we were able to be ejected into the world of unknown, and then suddenly something else came, and that caused me now to shift into a totally different world, from accounting to now financial advisory, which I love very much. So what I'm saying is that you need to constantly do a SWOT analysis. Strength, opportunities, strength, weaknesses, opportunities, prepared. You just look at what's happening. Am I maximizing? How much time do I need to stay in this organization before I launch myself into the deep? How much savings do I need so that I can have 6 months to 1 year save, so that I can go and look for another opportunity? Someone out there is looking for your skills, especially if you're really, really good. You don't have to fear and stay in one position for forever. So those are 10 pitfalls that you need to avoid in this journey. And your reviews should not be far and apart. I do recommend, and this I heard 3 years ago from a speaker, a renowned speaker, that you even need to take money retreats. You retreat, you go for a day and think about your money, or even 3 days. You just think about money, all your receipts, all your investments. Are you a poor decision maker? Are you poor with marketing and asking and all those things? Research. Do you need to hire an extra hand to do that for you, or do you need to read and study and get sharpened in these skills? So we've come to the end of this episode, and I hope in all my talking that you have picked a point or two. For me, out of these 10, the biggest one is number 7, which is wasting time. I was a time waster. I mean, I couldn't tell you what I was doing with my 12 hours in my formative years. It was just, and I hope a young person is listening. You need to track your time, even when you're in your 20s, in your 30s, in your 40s, in your 50s, in your 60s, because you don't know how long you're gonna be here. You could be 60 and you'll be with us till you're 100. So time is everything. It's the next currency after money that we need to spend very wisely with people that are impacting us. So I do wish you a lovely week, day, or night ahead. Please subscribe to this channel, share it, comment, and hit the the notification bell, so that you can be notified when we have a new episode. Additionally, we have a website with more resources, more information, www.wealthhubempire.com. Log in there. If you need financial advisory, you can book a meeting with me, or we'll allocate you somebody, and then you will be taken through your journey. And don't fear. We had a point here, fearing your fears. Don't fear your fears. Don't hide your money fears. Talk to somebody, and then you can be sorted out, and surround yourself with the right people. Until next time, goodbye and God bless you.